What is up, people? It is me, Monster58, and welcome back to another video review. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Infernac Universe Shard. Another entry into the Rock Lord Infernac universe that we're getting with these armorizers for the Legacy United wave. And really exciting here with Shard. I was actually really excited when I saw him revealed on Pulse and when I saw him leaked as well. Actually, I don't know if I did see this guy leaked. I did see him revealed on Pulse, and I did think that he looked amazing, and so I was really excited to get this guy in hand. And actually I have a little mini discussion I'd like to talk about when it comes to Shard, but that'll be saved for later in the review. Really cool stuff though. So taking a look at the box here, obviously we do have the Transformers Legacy United stuff. We do have the nice artwork there of Shard. We do have the Infernac Universe Shard there as well. The nice Transformers logo as well as the Generations logo, Takara Tomy. We do have more nice artwork here of Shard in his robot mode, so very cool stuff there. Then we do have obviously the other artwork here of the 40th years of Transformers artwork they did for Legacy United with Magmatron there and everything like that. And finally, our obligatory product shots. So like I said, this guy is the Armorizer, so you can see him there with Gears. I actually just filmed the Gears review. I'm filming them back to back because these guys are actually pretty easy reviews for me to film, so nothing too crazy. Transforms in 13 steps, the 40 years, and then you do have all of his accessories and whatnot. So I think really that is about it for the box. And so without further ado, alrighty folks, here we have the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Infernac Universe Shard in his helicopter mode, and I gotta say that, guys, this looks really good for a deluxe figure helicopter. I think it absolutely looks fantastic, especially with the colors and the molded in detail they went in with this guy. But let's just take a look. I mean, can we not appreciate that awesome molded detail that we have, that this crystalline, very cool looking character here? I mean, you see all this, different variations of green, from like this, yellow green to this darker green and this even more darker emerald style green. You do have the nice transparent light green windows for the cockpit there. I mean, all around you can see that awesome molded in detail, and I'm really happy with how this looks, even here on the tail of the helicopter, here from the top and even from the sides. This guy really doesn't show a lot of robot stuff. I mean, yeah, you can tell at the end of the day, but I mean, this is a very clean helicopter for just being a deluxe figure, and I absolutely love that. And speaking of which, what I would like to discuss, and I'll discuss this as we get into the transformation, what's really cool about this guy is the way he transforms and everything like that. I definitely think that this could be maybe upscaled, retooled, repainted, everything like that, to be a Transformers Cybertron Universe evac. So evac, I'll throw a picture of evac right here. Evac was a character from Transformers Cybertron from the Unicron trilogy that I really did enjoy seeing on screen, and so I think that this figure could very easily be retooled, upscaled into a Voyager size to give him some more accessories and details and whatnot. But this is a very nice basis for an Evac mold, and I think that this is really cool. There are differences in the transformation, but that doesn't mean that, I would be mad if they slightly changed Evac's transformation from the original show to now. So I think this is a great candidate for that, but really nice helicopter mode. Getting back to Shard, I mean, even these, the rotors, you can see the cracks and like the ridges and everything in these. It's really cool what they were able to do with this guy in his helicopter mode, and I'm very happy to have him at a deluxe price point. And so, because what I want to do is compare him with his other brethren, right, his other Infernac Universe brethren, we're just going to set him off to the center here. And ladies and gentlemen, here they are. We do have him here with the Deluxe Class Legacy United Infernac Universe Magnus, as well as the Core Class Infernac Universe Boulder Crash. And I gotta say, these three look great together. What I love about what they're doing with the Rock Lords is very similar to how the Rock Lords actually were. They're all a part of the same universe, but very unique characters. I mean, they're drastically different designs and colors and everything like that. If I had to choose between which one of these I like the most, personally, I actually like Magnus the most, because Obsidian, I think, is cool. Or, what is it, Basalt, something like that. That's kind of what he's based on. But I do like the other two. Like, it's hard to choose between these three. Honestly, you could argue any of these three be your favorite. Well, that's an opinion, but be the best. I honestly like all three of them. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy how Shard still feels like he fits in with his brethren while being a very unique character in and of himself. And being a deluxe, I think he scales very well, as you can see. If we're going to take a quick look here, you can see he scales very well with Magnus. Again, he's a bit longer, but he's a helicopter, right? So at the end of the day, can't really be mad at that. And then you have him here with Boulder Crash, obviously, Core Class versus Deluxe. But yeah, again, really neat stuff. I'm very, very happy with how these three are turning out. I hope we get maybe a Voyager Class 1. It'd be really cool to get that. And alrighty, folks, with that out of the way, time to get into transformation. And very similar to Gears, this guy is actually very easy to transform, and honestly similar to his brethren, his Infernac universe brethren. So what I like to do here is actually turn all of these a little bit. I like to turn them about 90 degrees, and so that you get sort of like this formation with them. This, I think, looks better when in his robot mode on his backpack, because this will become his backpack. So first thing I like to do, what we're going to do is we're going to remove these thrusters here. These are actually pegged in very tight. Wow. I know I pushed him in there, but yeah, these just peg on. These are some of his accessories, but we'll take a look at these more when we get into the robot mode because they have more of a purpose there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to detach this entire section. We are going to rotate the waist. So the waist is on a few joints. So it's on a joint here at the base, here towards this crotch section. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to rotate this up and tab this into place. So again, it was like this, so you're going to want to do that. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to rotate the legs forward, and there's the armorizer bit. Just very easily peg that back in. We're just going to fold the feet down, and there it goes again. And that's really it for the legs. Like, the legs are actually done, and even honestly the back is done. What you also want to do is kind of angle this, just so it's kind of angled like this, because if you put it all the way down, it kind of gets in the way, but you can use it as a stabilizer, but I don't necessarily see the necessary reason to. So we're just going to extend that out just a fair bit. Then what we're going to do here is take these sections and rotate these around, like so, and then we're going to take this entire chest section, rotate it all the way down, and what you'll notice is that this will just peg into place. Essentially, you'll see there's a peg hole right there, and essentially there's a peg right there. And what we'll do is we'll move the camera up so you guys can see that a bit easier. But yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll peg this down, and you can see his head. Very cool head, by the way, which will show in robot mode. Essentially peg like this, and then what we'll do is you'll see that there are tabs there on either side of his chest, and then what you're going to do is just rotate these in, and you'll see that there are peg holes on each of these sections, and these will just peg right into place like so. Then what we can do is we can rotate the arms around like this, and then rotate the fists as well. Rotate the arms around like so, and then you can rotate the fists. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Infernac Universe Shard in his robot mode. And guys, I gotta say, this guy looks so freaking cool. He looks really, really awesome. So taking a look at the details here, I mean, you can see that face sculpt is really, really awesome. He's got that little face crest, kind of like Optimus does. He's got these nice eyes, these like transparent plastic. You can see the light piping there too. Like, you can see the light piping, very, very cool. Then you can see the nice, like lighter painted head crest there. Just very, very cool all around. I like how the gray helps break up a lot of this bright green, right? And see some very nice dark painted shoulders as well right there. Very nice here on the chest as well. Nice again, this gunmetal gray for the forearms and everything like that. Some different variations of that gray down here through the crotch and everything, and that molded in detail just comes out, and it comes out in full force. Like, the only major issue I have with this robot mode is this. Like, yeah, it's a massive backpack, and I wish that there was a way you could actually detach this for his armorizer. But unfortunately, like, you'd think you'd be able to, but you can't actually use his tail as a weapon, which is really unfortunate, because you'd think you'd just be able to pull this right off and then just be able to give it to somebody, but you can't. So that's unfortunate. But to get into it, I mean, the details are just fantastic. I just absolutely love how this guy looks, and I'm really, really, really happy with how he turned out, because I think he's just so unique, but he's also feels like he fits in with his Infernac universe brethren, that I just can't be mad at this man. Like, I love stones, I love rocks, I think they're very interesting, you know, they tell stories and everything like that when it comes to erosion and whatnot. But yeah, just really, really cool stuff all around, and so I'm very, very happy to have this guy in hand and to have him on my shelf. So, without further ado, we're actually going to do some more comparisons, and since I have two figures that I can compare him to, we're actually going to let him stay in the middle there. Alrighty, folks, and here we have the three of these gruesome threesome together. These guys all look really nice together, and I'm very happy with how this is turning out. I want to see what else they've got in mind to make some new characters, right? Some, different colors and whatnot to really complete sort of this awesome, like, different colored set, and I really, really like how this is turning out. I'm very excited to see what else they have coming, but as you can see, Shard is the tallest amongst the three of these guys, and especially with the rotors and everything, he is a pretty tall and skinny boy. Obviously, Magnus has more of a chunky feel to him because he's obviously sort of more of a brutish character. And then you can see, obviously, Boulder Crash, the smallest of the three. But yeah, I think that as a deluxe, I think he scales well with his brethren. Alrighty, folks, time to get into the accessories. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to talk about the features. So obviously this guy's an armorizer, so you can remove his legs. You can also remove his arms. And in addition to that, when it comes to his legs, you can actually, very similar to Magnus, you can remove these sections and then use these sections on other Autobots, because they're obviously 5mm hole, 5mm port, 5mm tab. You can obviously use these on a ton of other Autobots or whatever Transformers that you want to Decepticons. It doesn't matter. You guys get the idea. And then obviously with the arm, you can do the same thing here, I believe. Can you? No, that's it. That's it. So you can just remove the arm. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that this doesn't get removed. I think that's really kind of stupid, actually, that you can't use this as a weapon. But alas, what are you going to do? What I will say is the other accessories that we're going to go over are these. So you do get these two boosters, and he can actually hold these in his hands. Very nicely painted, awesome molded detail. So we'll talk about these here in a second. So what you can do is that the rotors are all removable. So we're going to remove all of them now. I showed them to you in vehicle mode, but what you can do with these is kind of cool, actually. So we're going to give Shard here, so you can put it on both sides of his hand, like so. So we're going to put one peg in here like this. Do the same thing here. Put the peg in like this. And what you'll notice on this is that you have two tabs right there. So what you can do is you can actually place each of these rotors under there, like so. And then what you can do is, what you'll notice is that these tabs have this little ridge in them, this little extra ridge in them right there. What you can do is you can actually slot these into the front of the cannon, so you can get stuff like this. So I'll show you. Sorry about that. We'll do this again. You can slot them into the front, so you can get something like this. And all of a sudden, Shard has this really, really, really cool weapon. Like, very, very cool weapon. And I think it looks really, really neat. Obviously, you can do it on both hands. You can just maybe do one hand for each. But at the end of the day, it is really cool what you can do. And I think that this weapon honestly looks really freaking cool just for a deluxe figure. So overall, really, really nice on the accessories front. So can't complain there. Now, obviously, when we're getting into the accessories and we finish them, the last thing we're going to do is obviously talk about the articulation. And this guy is pretty solid. He's not nearly as good as Gears, but he's pretty solid overall, standard deluxe figure. So we're going to actually remove these for now. So for the articulation, his head is on the swivel, so you can do a full 360 there. You do get a full 360 here at the shoulder. Obviously, you can remove this, but you can go out, you can go in. Rotation at the upper part of the bicep, and then you do have about 90 at the elbow, and then you do have wrist articulation, which is really, really nice. And then you do have waist, but it's a bit compromised. And the reason I say that is because, kind of similar to Boulder Crash, you'll have to untab this if you want ever a full 360, this bottom part of the waist, but you do get some decent side to side, so you do get some decent there, so nothing too bad there, but just limited by the actual backpack itself. For the legs, you can kick forward about that far, you can kick back about that far, which is pretty decently limited. You have 90 degrees at the knee. You do have an upper you have another knee rotation because they couldn't fit it here for some reason, but you do have it because of the removability of his limbs. And then you do have some ankle rockers, so you can go forward, you can go back, and then you do have some ankle rockers. So not the best articulation, pretty standard for a deluxe, honestly. But again, for me, a lot of this guy's appeal to me is definitely in his looks and in his aesthetics, even in his accessories. So I really, really do like him for those reasons. Alrighty, folks, and from here, finally, we obviously are going to get into the reverse transformation, which honestly is just as simple as the transformation get into robot mode. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to remove all these, and we're actually going to untab everything. And so what we're going to do with these is we're actually going to tab the rotors in already, so we can get those out of the way. So we'll grab these, set these off to the side, and then we'll come here. So very simple, just do this, do this, do one of these, and then you can do one of these. So all the rotors are pretty much in place, ready to roll. Then from here, what we're going to do, I like to do the feet first, so we're going to sort of put these together, fold the toes down, and then rotate these around like so, and then we are going to very easily tab these together like so. Then what we're going to do, we're going to take this section, we're going to untab this section here, going to rotate the head straight, and then we are going to, I'm actually going to move this up a bit so you guys can see it a bit easier. What we're going to do here is we're going to rotate this all the way up, like so, like that. Then very, very simple from here. So what we're going to do is, what you'll notice is you're going to want the arms to be rotated like so, and then you're going to want this crystal bit to be facing downwards and this tab be facing outwards as well. And then you can just keep the fists how you want, but I like to rotate them like so. And then what we're going to do is do the same here. So just get these prepped. So we're going to flatten the arm, rotate this down to make sure that peg, remember that peg hole has to be facing out, and then rotate the fist down like so. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to untab the waist. We're going to rotate this of the base of the waist up. We're going to do this, and then what you'll notice is that there are 2 tab holes right there, and that there are 2 tabs right there. So you're just going to want to line those up as best you can to get this to tab in correctly. So this is honestly, this is honestly the trickiest part of the transformation, because sometimes it can be a little annoying to get these tabs to line up, but I'm going to try and move these out to the side a little bit so you can get some clearance. Like that. There we go. Very, very simple. And then all you got to do, like I was already doing, you just rotate these up, push these into place, pull this back down, and then to you want to push these in as well so that these are sort of they're all flush, like this part of the arm is flush with the green here on the back. Make sure that these are all set, and then what you can do is you can take each of these. The reason I said you need those pegs pointed outwards is so that you can actually peg these in. So you're going to peg these into place like so, and we're also going to peg that into place like that. And ladies and gentlemen, here we do have the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Infernac Universe Shard back in his awesome helicopter mode. Alrighty folks, so for my final and concluding thoughts on the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Infernac Universe Shard, this guy is a really awesome addition to the Armorizer line that we've been getting with all these Rock Lord dudes. Really, really cool stuff, and I'm very, very happy. So let's go over all of the sort of bad stuff first. Get the bad out of the way first. The backpack is a bit excessive, and I do think that it is a real shame that you can't take the tail of the helicopter and use it as like a sword or something like that for him, because I think that would be perfect for him. In addition to that, his articulation really isn't the best. Very standard deluxe, but very limited in certain areas, specifically in his waist, right? So overall, not really the best in articulation. However, everything else is great. The molding is great. The colors and the paint is great. The accessories are also fantastic. The playability also for a kid is honestly unmatched, especially because of his like Armorizer gimmick. The transformation is very simple, both to and from robot mode and to and from robot and vehicle mode. Overall, like a really, really solid figure, and I'm really, really happy that they're going with this, and I can't wait to see what other Infernac universe, if we do have any other Infernac universe characters to come out. I'm really excited to see what else they have to bring to us with those. And so I think that's about it, and I think out of a 10, got to give this guy a 9. Yeah, I think I'll give this guy a 9 out of 10. Really, really solid. Highly recommend from me. I did pick mine up on the Big Bad Toy Store just like I did with Gear, so I'll leave a link in the description to that. Also, we'll leave links to Amazon and Hasbro Pulse, and in a couple months, hopefully these guys will be hitting your retailers. Maybe some of you actually, funnily enough, have already encountered these guys in retail, so with that, I do wish you the best of luck to hunt these guys IRL if you are going to go that route. But yeah, I think that's about it. So I thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Also follow me in the socials, and those will be linked down in the description box below. And yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.